All right, Kyrie Irving at it again. He took a shot at LeBron, saying that Kevin Durant is the first player he played with he trusts taking the last shot. But first, he gets at Steve Nash and says it's really like they don't have a head coach. Some days KD can be the coach. Some days Jock can be the coach. Some days Jock Vaughn, former player on the assistant coach. Some days Kyrie can be the coach, and obviously some days Steve Nash can be the coach. So let's start off there. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. I think it took place on Kevin Garnett's podcast or one of the Brooklyn Nets commentators' podcasts or something of that nature. But there you go right there. I'm telling you, man, Kyrie is as toxic as it get as a player. I know LeBron, he put up with the talent, but just mentally, just something ain't right about that boy. It's really not like we got one head coach. You better respect Steve Nash, because most people don't even think it's going to work with Steve Nash being there. And one of the reasons they don't think it's going to work with Steve Nash being there is because of you. You got Kenny Atkinson fired from that, organization. He did a great job the year before. And here you go already trying to undercut Steve Nash. Talking about, basically it's a collective effort to be the head coach. No, Steve Nash is the head coach. And when Steve Nash tell you to run a play, you better run the play Steve Nash tell you to run. And this is one of the reasons why, the Brooklyn Nets may not win a championship. Kyrie Irving is just, a odd individual. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those players that physically he got it all. Minus the mental. But then physically he always injury prone. He just destroys locker room. He told the Nets players last year they wasn't good enough to get them over the hump, even when KD get back. Like, you just looking at this dude like, he is not a guy that you want leading your team. And really, the point guard position is really the floor general. In a lot of situations, is the leader of the team in some situations. And Kyrie is just not that guy. Mentally, it's just something off with him. I don't know if it's because, he lost his mother at a young age or whatever it was. But mentally, he's not one of those guys that you really want to play with. He just act funny. You know what I'm saying? He say stuff that don't need to be said. And now if Steve Nash don't work out, they going to be blaming Kyrie. And they going to, be calling Kyrie, pretty much, since you want to be on camera, they going to be calling Kyrie pretty much the coach killer. He wanted to get out of LeBron's shadow and start his own team, have his own team on Boston. He mentally and verbally destroyed that team, making similar comments about that team he did with Brooklyn and, we not good enough and all this. And, for a guy that can't stay healthy, he sure got a lot to say, but, I know Steve Nash, he may be already second-guessing himself from really, taking that job. Because that dude is tough to think. I mean, he's two different type of point guards. Steve Nash was a point guard that was just like Kyrie that, was offensive, but he really looked to get people involved than more than score and get baskets. He may not be the most pure point guard as far as, John Stockton, Isaiah Thomas, Mark Jackson, and Jason Kidd. But then again, he did a lot of things to get, guys involved. His pick and roll with Mark Stoudemire was, kind of underrated as one of the better pick and rolls that you're going to see. But like I said before, man, this dude is just complicated. And I don't think I could really count Brooklyn in next year as far as, being a serious contender, and also not just with Kyrie mentally, being unstable, is also with Kevin Durant. Will he be able to return to form after the Achilles injury? Some doctors say he won't be a full-time player again. Some people say he may not be the same player. He's a skilled player. He don't really just, his game is just not really, all on athleticism. He's skilled. He can play through the post. He can defend. He got length. He got, he got skills. But really, physically, can he give you what he gave you? And also, you talking about the camaraderie with the team. You may be trading Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie. Really, Karis LeVert, if they want him to work on that team, he got to be a sixth man, because he best with the ball in his hands. So you talking about some chemistry issues. You talking about some coaching issues already. You already talking about how KD and Kyrie gonna play with each other. It's all smooches and love. When we just chopping it up on podcasts. How's the offense gonna look? Once we make the tweak, Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert might be out the door. Who we gonna bring in? How we gonna mesh? If Steve Nash gonna be a good enough coach? To me, he didn't seem assertive as a player. You know what I'm saying? There was some rumors that Jason Richardson got his ex-wife pregnant. So he didn't seem to be aggressive as a player. And most Canadians not. I mean, the most aggressive Canadian I can think of right now is Jamal Murray. all the other ones seem a little bit timid, just like Andrew Wiggins and Anthony Bennett or whatever it was. Bennett, that came to play for the Cavs, number 1 overall pick. They seem to be timid. So do Steve Nash got enough fire? Do he got enough grit? Do he got enough, it to really coach the team? That's the question. Do we got enough fire? Because if he don't, Kyrie just gonna sabotage him, have him fired. KD got him hired. Kyrie gonna get him fired. And KD gonna have to be asking himself, did I make a mistake playing with Kyrie? If I can't play full time next year, Kyrie ain't never played a full season, not to my knowledge. So, do y'all really want to get rid of Spencer Dinwiddie? Do y'all really want to get rid of Karis LeVert? You probably gonna need them to be, full time players at some point in time, because Kyrie and Kevin, Kyrie may not be, he ain't never 100%, and KD may not be 100% be able to go all 82 next game or whatever they play next year in the bubble. So, that's things to be answered. I don't think it's looking good for Brooklyn right now. If Doc Rivers do go to the 76ers, and you look at a situation, if he can, make the tweaks and adjustments there, they may be the favorites to come out the East next year. Boston makes some adjustments and get somebody in the middle. They may be some player, Brooklyn, everybody trying to crown them right now, but Kyrie made me real weary with some of the comments and some of the things he's done in the past. So, it's up to y'all to determine, in the comment section and out there that, Brooklyn Nets fans, but let's continue on, right? He basically said that Kevin Durant is the first player he played with that he trusts to take the final shots. He's played with what? Deion Waiters. He's played with, Kevin Love. He's played with who else? Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. He played with some guys in Brooklyn last year. Karis LeVert, he took some big shots and made some in his career. Spencer Dinwiddie. So basically it's a knock to anybody he played with, and especially LeBron James. This is who this was what that was spearheaded at. He said that I finally, got some that I trust with the final shot. And is he right about LeBron James? That's up for y'all to determine. Y'all already know my opinion. LeBron hit some big shots, in a weak ass Eastern Conference, first round, conference semis, finals. But really when it comes to hitting that shot, even in the conference, even versus Dwight Howard in the conference finals, he hit that big shot. And if he didn't hit that big shot, they would have had a gentleman's sweep. But, LeBron, he made some big plays. He made the block. Obviously, Kyrie made the shot. But yeah, I wouldn't trust LeBron with the final shot, not in the NBA Finals. No, I would trust Kyrie, but then again, without LeBron, you don't get there. Let's give LeBron his flowers a little bit. LeBron is the guy, who got a lot of sorry ass teams to the finals. Now, did he go through a murderous row of Eastern Conference Finals? No. People say, well, Jordan got put out his first year and his second year. Yeah, he went against the Bucks, who was pretty good. Then they have Xavier McDaniels, and also he went against one of the greatest teams in NBA history, the 86 Celtics. You look at LeBron play in the first round, he ain't never played a team in the first round, in his career, that's more dominant than the 86 Celtics in the Eastern Conference. That's probably the greatest Celtics team, in the Bird era. McHale, Dennis Johnson. You had, I think, Bill Walton on the bench. Robert Parrish. You had a dominant basketball team. That's one of my favorite teams. When my boys used to do, when I used to play 2K many, many years ago, we used to play with classic teams. So you used to pick one classic team you play with, and we do this little mini tournament. And that's a team I used to hoop with. I actually love the 86 Celtics. Just from that standpoint, I'm a Pistons fan. You got to hate them, but that's who I would pick. Because I couldn't pick the Pistons. Somebody else would pick the bad boy Pistons. But, but like I said before, he just still taking shots at LeBron. I just don't get it. Move on. First you call him, apologize because, you know how tough it was in Boston to be the leader. But, it's a factual statement. I trust KD to hit a lot of big shots. He hit big shots over LeBron back to back. People want to forget and dismiss. So, Kyrie is a big shot taker. You can't take that away. He hit more big shots. He had bigger time shots than LeBron. Shit, he won LeBron the finals with that 3-point shot he made. But then again, he don't get there without him. Y'all say shit, talk about LeBron not being able to close it out in the clutch in the finals, but shit, he gets you there. Shit, you want to do everything? Shit, somebody got to finish. John Paxson had to hit a shot. Steve Kerr had to hit a shot. Somebody got to finish the game, but Kyrie just being petty. Let me know what you guys think, man. I just think he being petty, but it's a factual statement, though. I can see it. I don't trust LeBron with the final shots in the finals. But that's just my opinion on it. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to check out our NBA Talk playlist for more videos like this. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. All my social media links there. We also got a Facebook group. That link there as well if you want to tap in there. Want to make a donation, CJ Good 313 on Cash App. PayPal link in the description. Cash App in the description as well. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time. We gone.